Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV in conjunction with Colfax High School presents Viking pregame. A look at today's Colfax Vikings boys game. And now, Viking pregame.
Good evening and welcome to the NLWN TV studios. Rick Olson here, and we're getting ready to bring you tonight's boys Dunn St. Croix Conference game as the 3-5 Colfax Vikings, who are looking to build on their impressive 82-70 victory over the Augusta Beavers last night, take on the 2-6 Boyceville Bulldogs. Now, coming up in this edition of Viking Pregame, we'll take a look at tonight's matchup between the Boyceville Bulldogs and the Colfax Vikings. Then we'll get Coach Noel's perspective on tonight's game in Coach's Corner. Following that, we'll bring you all the play-by-play action of tonight's game. So it's time to get ready for some exciting high school boys basketball. All that coming up right after this brief timeout. You're tuned to Viking Pregame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV.
There is a road laid out for me.
First night here, but Amy seems cool.
Leading down to the river. I am blind, but I need not see.
What do you think?
I know this road is there for me. If I'm really free, take me down to the river and walk.
Welcome back to Viking Pregame, where we're getting ready to bring you all the action of tonight's boys basketball game between the Boyceville Bulldogs and the Colfax Vikings. The Vikings are looking to continue down the winning path following their 82-70 win over the Augusta Beavers last night. In that victory over Augusta, the Vikings were led in scoring by 6'2 senior Nathan Hajdukovic and 5'10 senior Bryce Sikora, who scored 21 points each. They were followed by Ryan Albright, who drained 5 3-pointers for 15 points. Jack Charlo and Nick Jensen each contributed 8 points. Thus far on the season, the Vikings are led in scoring by Hajdukovic, who, since his return to the lineup, is averaging 16 points per game. Following Hajdukovic is Elijah Ensminger, who adds over 11 points per game, and Charlo, who's contributing nearly 10. The Bulldogs are coming off a 41-23 win over the Clayton Bears last Tuesday. Now, leading the way for the Bulldogs was 6-foot junior guard Simon Evenson, who hit for 9 points. He was followed by Nick Olson, who added 7, as well as Caden Wold, who chipped in 5. Thus far on the season, the Bulldogs are led by Olson, who's averaging nearly 11 points per game. He's followed by Evenson, who's putting up almost 8 points per game, and Grant Kaiser, who's adding another 7 points per game. On the boards, the Boyceville is led by Kaiser, who's pulling down over 9 boards per game. Jack Phillips is also an effective rebounder for the Bulldogs, grabbing 6 rebounds per game. Both the Vikings and the Bulldogs are looking to turn around what has been up to this point a disappointing season, and see this game as a good opportunity to take a step in that direction. Currently, the Vikings are averaging almost 54 points per game while giving up an average of 65. The Bulldogs are scoring an average of 44 points per game while giving up 55. Coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get the coach's perspective as we chat with Viking head coach Mark Noel on Coach's Corner. You're tuned to Viking Pregame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV.
You're tuned to the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV. We use advertising revenue to make this service available to you. If you have a business and would like to get your message out to our ever-increasing audience, give us a call at 715-563-1749. We'll be happy to discuss our budget-friendly advertising packages with you. Get your business noticed on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV by calling 715-563-1749.
Time now to see what the coaches have to say. It's Coach's Corner, with a look at tonight's game from the coach's point of view. And now, Coach's Corner.
Today on Coach's Corner, we're talking with Viking boys head coach Mark Knoll. And Coach, last night the Vikings stopped a skid with a big victory over the Augusta Beavers, 82-70. Your comments about that game?
Well, it was fun to watch the boys have success last night, and they played really hard, and they stayed consistent with their effort. We were down 12 at halftime, and I felt like we were, it's obviously still in the game, and we were making plays. We just needed to finish them, and we made a couple small adjustments that really helped us. And in the second half, we came out like gangbusters, and I don't know if you realize this or not, Rick, but we scored 53 points in the second half, and that was huge.
Now, in that game, you kind of mentioned it. The Vikings at one point in the first half were trailing by 13 points, and based on the last few games, it would have been real easy for them to say, here we go again, but they didn't. They regrouped, fought on hard to win. Your comments about that effort?
Yeah, that's something that we kind of talked about after our game on Monday is obviously you need to respect your opponents, but you need to not fear anybody. There's no one that we're going to play that we should be fearing. And I think sometimes when we play certain players or certain teams that they do have a little bit of a fear factor, and we've got to get over that. And I think by playing the way that we did last night, that put us more in an aggressive mode. And I think that's when we're at our best, is when we can be aggressive and be attack mode.
And in fact, Dan was making comments along those lines during the game last night that it appeared as though the boys added a level of aggressiveness that they hadn't had all season and went out and just established themselves as something to be reckoned with.
Yeah, and that's something that we've been talking about, relentless with them, but we finally put it all together. And I think by pressing, I think that helped us get us in that aggressive mode right away. And that's why we started with the press, because we've had a couple games in a row where we started really slow. And once you start slow, all you're doing is giving the other team more confidence, and your confidence goes down. And so I thought about it, and I figured the way to overcome that would be to start pressing, and that way we could be aggressive right away.
It was kind of fun to watch. There was a period of time when you had the press going on. I thought Nate Hajdukovic was trying out to be an NFL defensive back with as many passes as he was intercepting. It was like 4 possessions in a row that all of a sudden the ball was intercepted and going our way.
Yeah, Nate and all the guys were flying around, and that's what I like about Nate and Ryan in that second line. The first line of defense, we have Elijah and Bryce, and in the second line I've got Nate and Ryan. And they both, they made it to state last year in the 4x4 relay. So they're kids that are athletic kids, that are strong kids. They put a lot of time in the weight room, and I think by having those guys in that second line, they're able to get some tips and steals. But that also comes from that first line applying a lot of ball pressure.
Now today, there's no rest for you guys. The Vikings take on the 2-6 Boyceville Bulldogs. What can you tell us about the Bulldogs?
Yeah, I think what you're going to see there is, number one, they're a young team. They start 4 sophomores and 1 junior. So they're a young team. They have a couple guys that have some talent to them, but they're just young. Nick Olson's their leading scorer, about 10.5 points a game. And then a junior is averaging almost 8 points a game, Simon Evenson. But the kid that I'm probably going to be the most aware of is going to be Grant Kaiser. He's a 6'5" sophomore, just a big, strong kid. And he gets a lot of rebounds. He averages 7 points and 9 rebounds. So anytime you get 9 rebounds a game, there's an alarm going off in my head that we got to box him out. And so that's something that we're going to be very aware of. So they have a nice young team, and they're going to throw some different defenses at us today that it's going to make us have to adjust on the fly.
Now, you mentioned the 3 that stuck out to me as well. Olson, Evenson, and Kaiser. Sounds like a law firm. They're all averaging close to double figures. What are your plans to keep those three in check?
Well, I think the main thing is that I think no matter who you play against, you have to be able to contest every shot, give no layups, and be there on every shot. So nobody gets a wide open shot. That's always our number one thing on our defense. Is we want, if they make a shot and we're in their grill, hey, more power to you. But we do not want to give up any open shots. So these and no disrespect, but Boyceville is not a very strong 3-point shooting team tonight, just because I said that. But they're not a super strong team that shoot threes.
Knock on wood.
So I think that's the main thing. As long as we're there, and because of their their youth, we want to apply some pressure on them and make them have to make passes, and then use our speed and athletic ability to get those steals and attack the basket.
Well, Coach Knoll, good luck on tonight's game. Hopefully the Vikings can keep rolling and pick up back-to-back wins while evening that conference record at 2-2.
Thank you, Rick. Appreciate it. Go Vikings.
You've been listening to Coach's Corner, with a look at tonight's game from the coach's point of view. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Meet the Scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Welcome back to Viking Pregame. The Vikings are looking to follow up their win last night and keep on the winning track. At the same time, the Bulldogs are looking to build on their 41-23 win over Clayton. So the stage is set for some exciting high school boys basketball, and we'll have all the action for you right here on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV. Now, in just a moment, we'll send it over to Boyceville High School, where we're getting ready to bring you all of tonight's action in the Dunn-St. Croix Conference. And that's between the Colfax Vikings and the Boyceville Bulldogs. All that coming up next. You've been tuned to Viking Pregame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV.
Touchdown! Oh, did you see that? Whoa, we scored? Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that? I'm playing with these new face filters. Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine. I'm gonna need that back. No. Kevin!
You've been tuned to Viking Pregame with a look at today's Colfax Vikings boys game. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Light Colfax Viking basketball. It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Sladen's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Sladen's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Sladen's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Sladen's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Sladen's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Colfax Viking basketball is on the air.
Lenz with the rebound puts it up and in. Christian Lenz gets the putback shot.
The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV proudly presents tonight's Colfax Viking boys varsity basketball game.
And it's no good. Rebound taken down and put up and in. Ryan Albright with the rebound.
Join us as we head out to the gym for tonight's Viking basketball.
Inside, gives it off to Hoffman. Hoffman feeds underneath, the shot goes up and in by Nathan Hajdukovic.
Yeah, good cut there by Nate.
And good evening and welcome to Boyceville High School. Rick Olson along with Dan Petchow, and we're going to bring you the Colfax Viking boys against the Boyceville Bulldogs. Let's send it right back down to the scores table for the starting lineups.
First matchup between the Colfax Vikings and our hometown Boyceville Bulldogs. And now the starting lineups begin with the Vikings. Senior number 2, Nathan Hanukovich. Senior number 4, Bryce Skora. Sophomore number 10, Elijah Vincent. Junior number 23, Jack Charlotte. Senior number 24, Ryan Ulrich. Vikings are coached by Mike Nall, and this is the Vikings of Kittleson, Nick Height, and Brett Prince. And now, the starting lineup for your hometown Bulldogs. Junior, number 2, Simon Evenson. Sophomore, number 14, Hayden Wold. Sophomore, number 24, Brayden Rohill. Sophomore, number 32, Grant Kaiser. And junior, number 34, Chase Hollister.
So there's the starting lineups for tonight's game. For the Vikings, it's the usual starting 5. They're out on the floor. Hajdukovic, Sikora, Ensminger, Charlo, and Albright. And for the Boyceville Bulldogs, we have Evenson, Wold, Romhild, Kaiser, and Hollister. Hajdukovic to jump for the Vikings, and in that center circle is Chase Hollister for the Bulldogs. And they're waiting for the clock to be set, and it is. Ball goes up. Tip is controlled by Boyceville. And down the floor they come. This is Evenson on the dribble. Feeds it over to the right side to Wold. Wold cross-court pass over to Hollister. Back across over to Wold underneath the Kaiser. Kaiser puts it up, no good. Rebound put back up, no good. It's Hollister with the rebound, puts it up, no good. Finally, the Vikings come away with it. Sikora on the dribble. Feeds it over to the right side to Albright. Back out to Sikora. Back to Albright. Into the lane to Charlo. Charlo tries to go up. It's blocked. And we're going to get a whistle and a foul. And the foul is going to be on Charlo. It's going to be his first personal. First team foul on the Vikings. Wold to inbound. He gets it into Evenson. Evenson on the left side in the backcourt. He's running into a little bit of traffic. Pass is blocked. Fed underneath Ensminger, and his shot got blocked out of bounds by Wold.
Big time block there by Caden Wold.
Vikings to inbound. Albright looking for somewhere to go, gets it to Charlo, out to Ensminger. Ensminger tries to get the pass off in the lane. We have a jump ball. Kaiser taking up a big amount of real estate in the lane there. Albright, check that. That's Sikora inbound. And the three-pointer by Albright is no good. Down the floor comes Wold for the Bulldogs. He gets it over to Romhill. Underneath to Hollister. Hollister gets tied up underneath. Charlo has it. Gets it out to Hajdukovic across the timeline on the left side. Cross-court pass to the right corner, and then they swing it back around to the top of the key. Over to the right side, down into the right corner. It's Ensminger with it. They get it out to Albright between the circles. Looking for somewhere to go, gets it to Ensminger. Ensminger passes it off to the right to Albright. Now down to Ensminger in the right corner. Back out high to Sikora, to Charlo in the lane, and he loses the handle, and down the floor come the Bulldogs. This is Wold with it, down at the left baseline, gets it out high to Evenson. Then over to the right side. Shot went up by Romehill, is no good. Wold with a shot from the left side off the back of the iron, no good. Rebound taken away by Charlo, but his pass gets intercepted by Wold, and he just put it up and in. Charlo not very careful there, did not see the wrong colored shirt. And Boyceville has a 2-0 lead. Over to the right side, Ensminger with it. Sikora, now to Albright on the right. Way over to the left side to Ensminger. To Albright, into the lane to Charlo. Back out, and now Ensminger has it on the left. Albright, top of the key. Over high, wide, and right to Sikora. To Albright, feeds into the lane to Hajdukovic. Trying to find somewhere to go. Gets it out to Ensminger, three-pointer on the way, no good. Boyceville has the ball, leading 2-0. 15 minutes to go in the first half. Pass gets intercepted by Charlo and then knocked out of bounds. Romehill got a hand on it, and it went out of bounds, and it'll be Viking ball.
Tristan Lenz will come in for Charlo.
Ball gets inbounded to Sikora. He's in the right corner. Drives towards the lane. His shot got blocked from behind and taken away by the Bulldogs. And down the floor they come. Evenson with it. Gets it over to the left side to Wold. Back over to the right side. Hollister drives down along the baseline. Gets shut down there. Back out to Wold. Then to Evenson. Then to Hollister. Turnaround jumper. It's good. 4-0. Boyceville on top. Albright with it on the right side, feeds it into the lane to Lenz. Lenz goes to the floor with it, puts a shot up. It's partially blocked, but there's a foul on the play. It's going to be a foul. I believe it's on Hollister.
23? No, 32.
Oh, it's on Kaiser. All on Grant Kaiser. Tristan Lenz first shot is no good. Some substitutions for Boyceville. Mason Bowl into the lineup. Shot goes up, it's good. So the Vikings took the cover off the rim and they're on the board. Down the floor come the Bulldogs. Long pass to Bowl. Feet underneath a little bit high and out of the reach of Kaiser. So the Vikings take possession. Sikora to bring it down the floor. Comes across the timeline. Feeds it over to the right side. They get it to Lenz on the edge of the lane. Gets it over to the left side to Ensminger. Puts up the three. Off the rim, no good. Lenz with the rebound. Gets it out to Albright, or to Sikora. It's three-pointer, no good. Ensminger grabs the rebound but got fouled in the process. And that foul is going to be on Jack Phillips. His first personal. Second team foul on Boyceville. Ensminger has it on the left side. Gets it to Albright. Back out to Ensminger. Ensminger's shot is no good. Rebound taken down by Hajdukovic. But can't control it as he goes through the lane. Wold comes away with it. Wold on the left side. Feeds it down into the right corner. Shot by Phillips is good for three. 7-1, Boyceville on top. Here comes Sikora, gets it to Lenz. Turns around, gets it to Ensminger. Ensminger thought about the three, drives the lane. Ball got stripped away from him as he tried to go up by Evenson. And down the floor come the Bulldogs. Bowl with it. Takes it to the free throw line, puts a shot up, and it rattles in. 9-1. Sikora on the dribble. Over to Ensminger. Back to Sikora. Back to Ensminger over on the left side. to Hajdukovic. And we're going to get a blocking foul, and that's going to be a foul on Phillips, I believe. Couple of substitutes coming in for Boyceville, and in for the Vikings is Kyle Irwin, giving Ensminger a bit of a break. Ball comes into Irwin on the left side, gets it out high to Sikora. Back over to the left side to Albright. Cross-court pass to Irwin, then to Sikora on the right baseline. Pass into the lane to Tristan Lenz, who put it in and drew the foul. Lenz a good job of finishing on that play, turning it into a potential three-point play. Shot on the way, it's good.
Tristan Lenz with 4 points. He's got all four. No, yeah.
9-4, Boyceville on the lead. Bull with it, and they're going to get him for a travel. He went up, anticipated the contact, came down before going back up again. He was fine until he left his feet the second time.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be a lot more contact with Tristan.
Sikora with it at the top of the key, stops at the free throw line, feeds it underneath to Irwin. Irwin kicks it out to the right side to Albright, back out to Sikora, top of the key, three-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound taken down by Hollister. And Wold brings it down the floor, feeds it off to the left side to Evenson. Pass into the lane to Romehill, then the ball gets knocked out of bounds. It'll be Vikings ball.
Kind of a little different lineup right now for Colfax.
Sikora with the dribble. Gets it over to Irwin on the left side. Irwin gets it out between the circles to Albright. Albright over to Hajdukovic on the left. Drives towards the lane, ball gets stripped away by Wold. Comes down the floor, puts it up, got blocked, and it's out of bounds. It'll be Boyceville ball, but a heck of a block down there.
Yeah, good block by Nate Hajdukovic.
Inbound pass to Evenson, puts up the three, and he hit it. And we're getting a timeout called by the Bulldogs. So a timeout on the floor. Boyceville 12, Vikings 4, 11:14 to go. You're watching Viking basketball on Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV.
Are your animals feeling a little under the weather? Give the nice folks at Colfax Animal Hospital a call. Bruce Buckley is just what the doctor ordered it. In fact, he is the doctor, and he's ready to help. That's the Colfax Animal Hospital. Give them a call at 715-962-3380.
When it comes to your finances, security is just so important. Dairy State Bank's online banking and mobile app offers dozens of new and enhanced real-time alerts. Whether an ATM withdrawal is made or a login to your account failed, you'll instantly know. So now, the technology that makes it easier to manage your money is also making it safer. Visit dairystatebank.com or call to learn more. Dairy State Bank. Banking on relationships. Member FDIC.
And we're back here at Boyceville High School. Rick Olson along with Dan Petchow. Bulldogs have come out pretty hot, very aggressive on defense. And as a result, the Vikings are finding themselves down 12-4. But the Vikings have the ball. Sikora gets it to Lenz at the top of the key. Takes it to the free throw line, feeds it underneath, and it was supposed to go to Charlo. And a little miscommunication as the ball went behind him. And so down the floor come the Bulldogs. Evenson passes it down into the forecourt. Wold has it. Back over to Evenson on the left side. Underneath to Hollister, then to Bowl. The pass Gets stolen away, taken to the hole by Ensminger. An errant pass, and Ensminger chased it down, took it all the way to the hole, 12-6. Hollister has it, tries to take it to the lane, pass gets intercepted by Hajdukovic. Hajdukovic pulls up at the top of the key, gets it over to Ensminger on the right, three-pointer on the way, off the back of the iron, Lenz with the rebound. And coming away with it is Boyceville. A lot of contact down there. The officials are letting them play. Evenson with it between the circles. Gets it over to Wold on the left. Down underneath the bowl to Hollister in the lane. Gets it back out to Evenson from the top of the key. Shot's no good. Rebound by Hollister, then to Bowl. Or check that was Romhild and then Bowl. Then to Wold who lays it up and in.
Getting roll of 4 points.
Vikings have it at the top of the key. I'm not sure the scoreboard's correct. Lenz with it, tries to go up, and it gets knocked out of bounds. Scoreboard says 14-6. What do you have, Dan?
2, 4, 6, 8, 14, 6.
Okay. Pass to Jensen, gets knocked out of bounds. Vikings have it. Ensminger, what about the three? Gets it back to Sikora, to Jensen underneath. Tries to put it up, it's no good. Rebound being taken out. We got a jump ball being called.
It's like it'll be Boyceville ball.
Yes, they have the possession arrow. Wold, Evenson, Bowl, in the backcourt, feeds it over to Wold, and they throw it away. So the Vikings will get it, but after a timeout, with 9:09 to go in the first half, it's Boyceville 14, Vikings 6. You're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV.
Anderson Bridges, located in Colfax, Wisconsin, has been manufacturing prefabricated steel truss bridges since 1989. With hundreds of bridges supplied nationwide, we suspect you've crossed our path. It may have been on a pedestrian or bicycle bridge, or how about a snowmobile, ATV, or golf course bridge? Anderson Bridges is likely to have manufactured it. Founded in 1989, Anderson Bridges has been a family-owned company since its beginning and are proud to support the Colfax Vikings.
And again, we're back here at Boyceville. Rick Olson, Dan Petshaw, Chris Olson on the camera. Sikora gets it to Ensminger. He's got it at the top of the key. Feeds it over to Charlo. Brings it back around to the right side to Sikora. Sikora to Charlo in the right corner. Charlo brings it, tries to feed it into the lane. Hajdukovic puts the shot up, and they're going to say he's going to go to the line. He drew the foul going up.
See if it's on Kaiser.
And you said that's his second foul?
That's his second.
And it's the fifth team foul. And it rolled around every part of that rim but the middle where it would go through. Second shot. On the way. Off the back of the iron. Jensen with the rebound. Feeds it out to Sikora. Gets it over to Ensminger. Back to Sikora. To Jensen. 8-footers. Up, around, and out. Rebound taken down by Ensminger. And his pass gets taken away by Wold. Brings it down the floor. And they're going to get a blocking foul on Sikora. Inbound pass. Wold to inbound it. Gets it into Evenson. Evenson with the three-pointers off the back of the iron. No good. Rebound. Taken down by Kaiser. They get it in the lane to Kaiser. He puts it up and in. 16-6. Here goes Charlo laying it up, and it's in. Vikings running a little bit, getting down the floor quickly and putting it in. 16-8. Boyceville on top. Pass gets stolen, dribble gets stolen, and the Vikings come down the floor. Hajdukovic goes up and puts it in. And we have a timeout called by the Bulldogs. Vikings have closed at the 6. Boyceville 16, Vikings 10. You're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV.
On those days when you're hankering for something that's delicious and nutritious, simply stop by FitFam Nutrition in Colfax. They serve Herbalife meal replacement shakes, metabolism boosting teas and protein coffees. They taste as good as they sound, and they're healthy. Come and visit the Bentons and let them prepare for you a simply sweet treat, or something for the chocoholic or coffee lover in you. FitFam is a slam dunk. That's FitFam Nutrition, complete with one-on-one wellness coaching and business opportunities. 1020 University Avenue in Colfax.
7:56 to go in the first half. Vikings trail by 6 to the Boyceville Bulldogs. Inbound the ball, a pass back over to Wold, almost intercepted. Wold comes away with it on the dribble, feeds it into the forecourt. Pass down to Romehill, then they get it out to Bull. Bull puts up the shot, it's no good. Rebound, tied up, we have a jump ball being called. You know, these two teams are neighbors. And there's not a whole lot of love lost between the two teams. And it's kind of showing out there on the floor. It's not that they're getting chippy, but they're definitely being physical.
Yeah, I can hear it in the stands, too.
Hajdukovic on the dribble on the left side to Ensminger. Ensminger cross-court pass over to Sikora. Feeds it into Jensen. Jensen pump fake, puts it up, no good. Charlo with it, puts it up, he got fouled on the way in. And the foul is going to be on Evenson. I take it back, they're saying it's on.
Yeah, Evenson.
Okay, they had the wrong number up there, but it's on Evenson. It's his first personal. Shot goes up, it's no good. That, by the way, is the 6th foul on Boyceville, so the Vikings will be in the bonus from here on out. Second shot on the way, no good. Rebound taken down by Hollister. Gets it over to Wold. Wold between the circles. Gets it over to the right side to Romehill. Romehill brings it back out between the circles to Evenson on the left. He's high, wide, and left. To Hollister on the left baseline, back out to Evenson. Evenson takes it between the circles, over to the right side to Wold. Wold down into the corner to Romehill. Romehill feeds it to Bowl. Back out to Wold. Wold drives into the lane, puts a shot up, and it goes in. 18-10. Quickly down the floor come the Vikings. Sikora on the dribble. Pulls up, feeds it into the lane. Charlo going in, but he draws the foul. He couldn't get the shot to drop, but he's going to go to the line for 2. And that's another foul on Evenson. Albright getting ready to check in for the Vikings. First shot on the way, no good. Lenz is also coming in for Jensen. Albright in for Hajdukovic. Second shot on the way, it rattles in. Vikings down by 7, 18-11. Wold with it in the backcourt. He's in the front court, tapped out of bounds by Lenz. You know, he couldn't get a handle on the ball, but at least he broke up the play.
Yeah, good job by Justin to anticipate that one.
Wold with it. Evenson has it. Gets it over to Wielden, and the pass goes out of bounds.
Good catch by Coach Noel.
Sikora inbounds it to Albright. Gets it back to Sikora, and Sikora brings it through the backcourt. Across the timeline, pass to Charlo. Charlo feeds it over to Albright on the right. To Sikora. Cross-court pass. Then from the left corner, Charlo's three-pointer is no good. Rebound chased down by Sikora. Shot goes up, no good. Sikora tips it. Lenz gets it. Lenz gets it out to Ensminger. Ensminger drives into the lane. Gets it out to Sikora. Three-pointer on the way. Off the iron, no good. Rebound taken down by Kaiser. Down the floor come the Bulldogs. Evenson with it. Gets it over to Romehill on the left side. Back to Evenson in the lane. Feeds it underneath. Shot gets blocked. Blocked out of bounds by Charlo. The shot was by Weldon. They inbound it to Romehill. Lays it up, no good. Rebound taken down by Lenz. And his pass gets intercepted by Wold.
Wold's got 8.
That's the second time Lenz has had a pass like that. He just didn't see the other guy. Charlo tries to save it. Bounces it off the face of Evenson. And it goes out of bounds, so it'll be Viking ball. Jensen into the lineup for Lenz. Hajdukovic in for Charlo. 20-11. 5 minutes to go in the first half. Pass goes into Jensen. A shot rattles in.
His first 2.
And the pass gets intercepted down the floor from Hajdukovic, and he lays it in. Vikings have cut it to 5. Pass over to Weldon. He's still in the backcourt. Gets it to Wold. Wold into the forecourt. Gets it over to Evenson on the left side. Down to Wold in the left corner. Into the lane to Weldon. Shot gets blocked. Loose ball being chased down. We're going to get a whistle and a ball, I believe.
I really don't know how they can call that not call it a technical error.
And that should be a bonus, and it is. The foul was on Kaiser. It's his third. And he doesn't get 2 points for the takedown either.
Maybe he is on the wrestling team.
Could be. A lot of wrestling trophies here in Boyceville. Hajdukovic, first shot is up and good. Second shot on the way. It's no good. Ball tipped out of bounds. It's going to be Viking ball.
Yeah, good hustle by Nick Jensen. Got the ball off.
20-16. The Vikings have cut it to 4, and we have a timeout being called by the Vikings. So with 4:23 to go, Vikings trail by 4. You're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV.
Join us at the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV for exciting Colfax High School girls basketball. Our next game will be on Saturday, January 8th when the Vikings host the Hayward Hurricanes. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN TV begins with Viking pre-game at 2:10 p.m. That's live Colfax Viking girls basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV on Saturday, January 8th.
And don't forget that starting time is Saturday afternoon. Viking pregame starts at 2:10. with the Viking girls taking on the Hayward Hurricanes. Viking boys inbound it to Albright, puts up the three, he hit the three-pointer! Ryan Albright hits a three and cuts the lead to 1.
Yeah, good set play by Coach
Down
Snow
the
there.
floor, and the Vikings steal it, and Springer goes to the hole, it does not go in! Hajdukovic with it, tries to get it out, but Wold takes it away, brings it down the left side. Feeds it out high to Evenson, back over to the left side to Wold. Underneath, that's Bowl. Then to Evenson, lays it up and in. 22-19. Sikora with it. Feeds it over to Albright, back to Sikora. Sikora to Jensen at the free throw line. Puts up the shot, high, no good. A rebound taken down by the Bulldogs. Wold on the dribble. Feeds it down into the left corner. This is Bowl. Feeds it over to the right side to Romehill. Now they swing it back around to Bowl. Romehill now on the left side. Tries to feed it to the baseline, but it gets picked up by Hajdukovic for the Vikings. And he brings it down across the timeline. At the top of the key. And we have a collision on the floor and loose ball picked up by Wold. He's got it on the right side. Get it over to Bowl. Feeds it underneath. To Hollister. His shot is no good. Sikora with it. Sikora bringing it down the floor. Gets it out to Ensminger. Puts up the shot. No good. Rebound by Jensen. We have a collision.
Foul should be on 24?
I believe so. That's going to be on Romehill.
His
going to put Jensen to the line. That's Romehill's first foul, but it's the 9th team foul, which means after this 1-1, the Vikings will be in the double bonus. Their shot is up. It's no good. Rebound taken down by the Bulldogs. It's Bowl with it. Feeds it over to Evenson on the right side to Wolf. Down to Hollister, cross court pass to Romehill, then to Bowl on the left corner. Turns near the left baseline, now he's out on the wing. Gets it to Romehill in the left corner. Drives the baseline, gets it out to Evenson, puts up the shot, no good. Rebound tipped around, pulled down by Sikora. Sikora with it. Gets it to Charlo, to Albright, back out to Sikora. Back to Albright. Albright drives the right baseline. Feeds it out to Irwin. Irwin over to Albright. To Hajdukovic, to Irwin on the left side. Back out to Sikora. He's between the circles. Minute 54 to go. Albright with a three, off the glass, no good. Put back is up and in by Charlo.
Jack Charlo with 5 points.
22-21, Bulldogs on top, and down the floor they come. Evenson on the dribble. They get it into the forecourt. Hollister gets it over to Bowl. Bowl drives to the baseline, puts it up, it's no good. Rebound taken down by Irwin. Irwin with it, between the circles, takes it over to the left side. Ball got tipped and out of bounds. It'll be Viking ball. Romehill stuck his hand in there, tipped the ball away. Phillips into the lineup, replacing Romehill. Irwin with it. Gets it in to Sikora, to Charlo, to Irwin on the left side. Feeds it down to the left baseline to Sikora, puts the shot up off the glass and off the iron, no good. Wold comes down the left side for Boyceville. Pass gets stolen by Irwin. Takes it to the hole, puts it up, it rolls off, no good, gets his own rebound. Gets it to Sikora, puts it up and in, and the Vikings have taken the lead. We're going to get a foul on Irwin trying to steal the inbound pass, but he got his hands kind of caught in between the arms of Jack Phillips.
Sikora.
Sikora off with a bloody beak, it looks like. Bulldogs with it. Bowl Feeds it down into the forecourt. Pass comes out towards Wold, and it's going to be Viking ball. Vikings inbound it with 38 seconds to go. Irwin has it. Down onto the left wing to Charlo. Charlo takes it down to the baseline, gives it to Irwin.
Boyceville.
Irwin takes it back out high on the left side.
Boyceville in man.
To Charlo, now it's high, wide, and right.
Oh, now they go zone.
Over to the left side. Now to Irwin. 7 seconds. Irwin into the lane. Puts the shot up, no good. Rebound. Up. And it won't go in. Charlo tried twice in those last 3 seconds. Couldn't get it to fall. But we go to halftime with the Vikings taking the lead. 23-21. And coming up right after this timeout is Viking halftime. You're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Time now for Viking Halftime with this week's edition of Viking Profile and the Colfax High School Report. That's all coming up following this brief timeout.
Brandon met a girl on a dating app. He finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving.
She must be a keeper.
Time now for Viking Profile, where we take a closer look at one of the Colfax Viking players. And now, Viking Profile.
Today on Viking Profile, we're going to get to know Austin Swanson, who is a senior here at Colfax High School. Austin, we know you play basketball, but are you involved in any other activities here at school?
Oh, yeah, I play football, and then I play baseball in the spring.
Okay, and when did you start playing basketball, and what kind of an experience have you had?
This is my first year playing basketball since 4th grade, and just a little bit that I've been here, I know that it's really a team sport, and the people need to be having each other's backs at all times for it to be able to work.
So that's pretty much the most important thing you've learned too.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah, and so that's all that part of that communication thing. And so when you're not playing basketball, you're not here at school. What are some other things that keep you interested and keep you occupied?
Well, I do work at Cenex and Colfax. I like to hang out with my friends a lot, my family. Just spending time with them is the most important thing to me.
All right, very important question for you here. Pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies?
Ice cream.
Favorite flavor?
Chocolate.
Okay. Favorite color?
Blue.
Is there a reason?
I like blue.
You like blue. That's a good reason. If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
Probably super strength.
Okay, super strength. Any particular reason?
It's fun being strong.
Okay. Fortune favors the brave and the strong and all that. Yeah. All right. So with a superpower like that, of course, you have to have a superhero name. What's Austin's superhero name?
Probably King Austin.
King Austin.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Your favorite NBA team?
The Bucks.
All right. And favorite collegiate team?
The Badgers.
All right. We're talking with Austin Swanson on Viking Profile. And Austin, what are your plans for after high school?
Go to college, obviously. I mean, I don't know really what to do yet, but we'll figure it out.
You've got plenty of time. You'll probably change your mind 3 times in college, too.
Of course.
Of course, yeah. How about a shout-out to the family?
All right, shout out Mom, Chris, Bella, Gavin, Noah, Alex. I think that's all of them.
If it isn't, somebody's going to let you know.
They're going to get mad at me.
Okay. And when people watch Viking games, where are they going to find you on the floor?
Probably at the 5, the center position. I mean, I am tall. I have the height for it.
Trust me, you are.
Yeah.
My arm is falling asleep holding the microphone up there.
All right. We want to thank Austin Swanson for joining us today on Viking Profile. Coming up next, more Viking Halftime.
You've been listening to Viking Profile. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
The thing that drives me every day as a dad is him. And there's this huge responsibility in making sure that he's a good person. It's okay to make mistakes. As long as it's coming from love, it starts to work itself out.
Time now for the Colfax High School report with an update about what's happening at Colfax High School.
And we're back here at Boyceville High School. I don't know what happened to our halftime program, but it disappeared on us.
Doesn't like the cold.
That's all right. Dan, you've got some halftime statistics for us. Yeah, actually you don't.
They're
You were
pretty
sitting
easy.
here talking to my granddaughter and not adding up your numbers.
Here's the scores right now for Boyceville. We have Caden Wold with 8, Simon Evenson with 7. We have Jack Phillips with 3, Grant Kaiser with 2, Chase Hollister with 2. For the Colfax Vikings, they have a bunch of guys in scoring position. Nate Hajdukovic has 5. We have Jack Charlo with 5. We have Tristan Lenz with 4. We have Ryan Walbrecht with 3. We have Nick Jensen with 2. We have Elijah Ensminger with 2. And Bryce Sikora with 2.
Okay, that means that coming up real shortly, we're going to have second half action of the Colfax Vikings and the Boyceville Bulldogs on NLWN TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
You've been tuned to Viking Halftime. Stay tuned. Coming up is second half action of today's Viking game on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV.
maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? But now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Rick Olson, Dan Petschow here at Boyceville High School. Chris Olson on the camera. And we're getting ready to start the second half where the Vikings, after trailing nearly the entire first half, have taken a 23-22 lead right at the end of the first half.
Yeah, you know, good job by Colfax sticking this. There's a couple good timeouts by Coach Noel. Got set up a couple plays, which ended up with points. And they're right back in it.
There were a couple of times, just like last night, where the Vikings could have just said, here we go again, and they didn't. And they fought their way through it. And one of the things I commented to a friend of mine at halftime, there's as much contact in this game as there are in some Packer games.
Yeah, it's pretty physical down low.
And the officials are letting them do that.
Yeah, you know, Boyceville has a couple big boys down there, but Colfax has done a really good job sticking with them.
All right, out on the floor now. Boyceville's going to have the ball to start the second half. Wold is going to inbound it to Evenson, which he does. Evenson across the timeline. Vikings in a 2-1-2. They feed into the lane, try to get it across. Now Evenson has it out high. Over to the right side to Wold. Three-pointer on the way. Off the air, no good. Sikora with the rebound for the Vikings. Feeds it down to Ensminger. Drives to the lane. Puts it up no good, but draws a foul on the way in.
Fouls on Evenson.
That's his third foul. First team foul on anybody in this half. And Sminger's first shot is good. Second shot on the way, around and around and down. That one's good. 25-22, Vikings up by 3. Pass gets stolen by Sikora. He puts it up and in. Make that 27-22. Vikings on top. Bulldogs bring it down. Vikings in a full court press. Pass into Kaiser, and we get an offensive foul called on Kaiser. He just ran over Hajdukovic.
Granted, there is about a 150-pound difference, but...
What was that?
I said, granted, there was about a 150-pound difference, but...
Pretty close. And Kaiser's going to take a seat because that's number 4 on him. Down the floor comes Sikora. Feeding it over to the right side to Ensminger. Back out to Sikora. To Charlo. Into the lane. Kicks it out to Albright. Albright out high to Sikora. Underneath the Charlo. Puts it up off the glass. No good. Rebound. Tied up. Jump ball. Possession arrow in favor of the Vikings.
Yeah, good job by Charlo to stick with that. Missed it a couple times, but Colfax to get the ball back.
Ball comes into Charlo. Tries to go up to the glass. Shot got blocked. Charlo got the ball back, though. Ensminger puts it up, and it goes in. Elijah Ensminger makes it 29-22.
He's got
Wood
6.
With it. They get it to Evenson, and the ball went off of Hajdukovic's foot.
Boyceville struggling on the press.
So Evenson to inbound. Gets it over to Wold. Brings it across the timeline, top of the key. Feeds it off to the left side for Romehild. Into the lane to Hollister. Shot got blocked. They get it out to Wold. To Romehild, to Evenson. Stevenson high, wide, and right. Cross court pass down into the left corner, tries the left baseline, and they lose the handle on the ball. Pass comes out to Ensminger. Makes a nice move and puts it up and in. He did a fake to the right and took it to the left and put it up and in the hole. 31-22, Vikings by 9. Ball goes out of bounds again off of Hajdukovic's foot. So Evenson to inbound. Cross court over to Wold, who's on the left side. Tries to get it down into the left corner, and the ball got tapped out of bounds by the Vikings. So Wold to inbound. Long pass, and it gets stolen by Ensminger. Ensminger taking it in, feeds it over to Hajdukovic. Tries to get it up, but it gets stolen by Wold. Down the floor comes Boyceville. They feed it down into the left corner. Try to get it into the lane. Evenson has it. Now he's out on the left wing. Feeds it down underneath to Wold. To Bowl. Bowl goes up with it. He draws the foul, and it's going to be on Charlo.
His second.
That's just the second on Charlo. First team foul on the Vikings this half. Bowl at the line. First shot is up and good. First points for the Bulldogs this half. Vikings were on a 9-0 run. Or an 8-0 run, I should say. Second shot is up and good. And we have a timeout being called by Boyceville. So the timeout on the floor, it's Vikings 31, Boyceville 24, 15:33 to go. You're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV.
Are your pooch's proportions putting on pounds? Or is your kitty's constitution constantly complaining? Well, stop by and see the friendly folks at the Colfax Animal Hospital. Dr. Bruce Buckley and his staff will be happy to help you get your family friend back on the road to healthy living. That's the Colfax Animal Hospital. Call them at 715-962-3380.
When it comes to your finances, security is just so important. Dairy State Bank's online banking and mobile app offers dozens of new and enhanced real-time alerts. Whether an ATM withdrawal is made or a login to your account failed, you'll instantly know. So now, the technology that makes it easier to manage your money is also making it safer. Visit dairystatebank.com or call to learn more. Dairy State Bank. Banking on relationships. Member FDIC.
Back at Boyceville. We've got a tale of two halves so far. Boyceville actually owned the first half until the very end when the Vikings struggled and got their way back in it. And so far the Vikings have pretty much dominated the second half. Albright with it, gets it out to Sikora. Back to Albright, they're on the right side to Sikora. Sikora takes it into the lane, gets it out to Ensminger on the left. Kicks it out to Albright, three-pointer short, taken down by the Bulldogs.
Yeah, there's going to be some holdouts without Kaiser out there for Boyceville.
Evenson, and his pass over to the side was a little bit wild, taken away by the Vikings, and they're going to say it went off of Ensminger before it went out of bounds.
Yeah, good job by Boyceville to get back. Knock it off his leg.
Wold with it. Vikings putting some pressure on. And the pass gets tapped out of bounds by Charlo. So Evenson with it. He's going to inbound it to Phillips. Phillips on the dribble through the backcourt, across the timeline. Pass almost intercepted to Bowl. Gets it over to Hollister. Turnaround jumper is no good. Rebound taken down by Charlo. Hajdukovic takes it into the lane, feeds it underneath to Albright. Getting it out to Sikora, to Ensminger on the left side, takes it into the lane, turnaround jumper, and it's good! 33-24.
Ensminger's got 10.
And a long pass is out of bounds.
Another
It'll be
turnover.
Viking ball.
Yeah, you know, Boyceville, their guys are getting down too far down the court, not helping out the guy who's getting the ball in.
Romehill into the lineup, giving Hollister a break for the Bulldogs. Ajdukovic into Sikora. Takes it across the timeline, gets it over to the right side to Albright, to Charlot down in the corner. Charlot turns, crosses over to the left side, Ensminger has it. Cross-court pass to Albright. And to Charlot. Charlot to Ensminger, drives the left baseline, puts it up and in. Elijah Ensminger, and he's hot this half.
Yeah, he's got 12.
Vikings put on a trap right near the timeline. Bulldogs get it across. Romehill has it, gets it out to Wold. Wold on the right side, gets it out to the top of the key to Evenson. Evenson taking it down the left side, putting up a shot. It's no good. Phillips with it, goes up, and he got fouled on his way up.
Oh, man.
Charlot didn't like that call, so I think it's against him.
Yeah, I saw his hand right on the ball, but he must have made contact.
Hit him with the body. This is Phillips at the line. First shot is good. 35-25, Vikings up by 10. Jensen comes in for Charlot. They'll let him take a break so he doesn't pick up a quick fourth foul just because he happens to be tired. Second shot on the way, off the front of the iron, no good. Rebound taken down by Romehill. He gets it out to Phillips. To Wold, back over to Phillips on the left side. Feeds it in toward the lane to Evenson, then up and in by Bowl. On the floor come the Vikings. Jensen has it in the lane. Kicks it out to Ensminger. Ensminger drives towards the lane. Ball gets taken away and then tied up. And we have a jump ball. Couple of substitutions, and down the floor come the Bulldogs. Phillips with it, and we're going to get a blocking foul called on Jensen.
That was awfully late.
Jensen was pretty well planted there too, I thought. Inbound pass, Evenson gets it into Bowl. Bowl triple team down on the right baseline. They get it over to Evenson, who brings it out high, top of the key, over to the left side to Wold, back out to Evenson. Back over to the left side to Wold. Wold dribbles it around top of the key to the right side to Evenson. Three-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound, taken down by the Vikings. They feed it down the floor to Albright. Albright quickly down, tries to get it back to Jensen. Gets knocked loose, but Vikings get control of it. Irwin with it. Gives it to Ajdukovic, takes it into the lane, lays it up, around and down.
Maybe with the jump stop there.
37-27, Vikings by 10. Evenson on the dribble, gets it to Bowl, feeds it over to Phillips in the lane, but the ball gets taken away by Jensen. Long pass down, and the ball goes out of bounds.
Sikora got one in the eye on that 50-50 ball.
Ensminger into the lineup, replacing Sikora. Inbound pass to Jensen. Out to Albright. On the right side to Jensen in the right corner. Back out to Albright. High, wide, and right. Cross-court pass over to Ensminger. Drives into the lane. Puts a shot up. It's no good, but Jensen gets it. Puts a shot up and in.
Yeah, that's Nick Jensen's game right there. Work the baseline.
39-27, Vikings on top, and the ball off the leg of Hajdukovic. But he does take the Bulldogs out of their rhythm when he does that.
Yeah, Colfax has done good putting on the press tonight.
39-27. And the pass is batted out of bounds. It'll be Bulldogs ball. Romehill inbound. Gets it to Wold. Back to Romehill, but tipped again out of bounds. Ensminger got a hand on it. Vikings are challenging everything right now. Wold with it to Romehill. They get it over to the left side to Phillips. Back over to Wold. Wold at the top of the key. Gets it down into the left corner, and they try to feed it into the lane. Coming away with it is Ensminger down the floor, lays it up, no good. But he got fouled going up, got fouled by Wold.
I think that's his first, yep.
And third team foul on the Bulldogs. Ensminger at the line for 2. First shot is up and good. And we got some kind of a lane violation called on the Vikings.
Yeah, because Ensminger already had the ball. Nick Jensen was going to go back to play defense, and he was already set.
So the Bulldogs get the ball. Coming down the floor, slipping, falling, skidding on the floor, and we're going to get a foul called on Ensminger.
That's his second.
It's a 15 foul on the Vikings. Phillips has it out between the circles. Looking left, feeding it over to the right. Pass gets challenged. Wold has it, loses it out of bounds. And the Vikings will have it. Hajdukovic into Ensminger. Across the timeline, feeding it over to the right side. Irwin has it, high, wide, and right. To Albright at the top of the key. Back out to Irwin. Irwin drives to the lane. At the elbow, gets it to Hajdukovic, lays it up, no good. Rebound, tapped around, coming away with it are the Bulldogs. Down the floor they come. This is Bowl, gets it over to Phillips.
Colfax goes zone.
Phillips looking where to go. Over to Bowl, high, wide, and right. And we have a timeout called by the Bulldogs. Vikings 40. Boyceville 27, 10:07 to go. You're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV.
Simplify your life. Pleasant Valley Properties provides affordable housing and homes in communities in Wisconsin, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Nebraska. They have staff available to help you locate the home that best meets your needs and desires, as well as service staff that maintains the properties. Contact Pleasant Valley Properties at 715-226-6200. Call today and let them help you get into the home of your dreams. That's Pleasant Valley Properties, 301 Bremer Avenue in Colfax.
40-27. Vikings lead the Bulldogs. Friday night basketball, Dan. It doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah.
Unless you're thinking about Saturday afternoon basketball. That's tomorrow. Bulldogs have the ball. Wold has it at the top of the key. Gets it over to the left side. Romehill. Down into the left corner. The shot gets blocked. Bulldogs get it back. Wold has it from the free throw line, then gets it over to Bowl, who puts the shot up, and the rebound's being battled for.
That was a quick whistle. Who do we get?
Get a push off.
24.
And it's a foul on Albright. It's his first personal. 6th team foul. Inbound pass to Wold, 3-pointer on the way, rims around, no good. Rebound. They get it to Bowl, puts a shot up, and the ball gets taken away from him by Hajdukovic. Irwin with it across the timeline. Get it down into the right corner to Ensminger, back out to Irwin. Over to Albright on the left, stops at the top of the key to Hajdukovic in the lane. His pass gets rejected, and Wold comes down the floor. Evenson, and they tap it out of bounds off the Vikings.
Good hustle by Albright.
Sikora comes in for Irwin. It appears as though both eyes are intact. Evenson to inbound. Pass comes into Bowl. Back to Evenson. Shot goes up, no good. Rebound taken down by Ensminger. Quickly down the floor. Turns around, pulls it back out, gets it to Hajdukovic. His shot goes up, no good. Rebound taken down by Hollister. Evenson with it between the circles. Ball gets loose, and the Vikings have it.
We got a
And
foul.
Sikora got fouled. I think it's on Evenson.
That should be his 4th.
It is. It's also the 4th team foul.
So they're going to bring back in Kaiser, Grant Kaiser. So he'll have to be careful because we got 8:44
And
left
they
in
have
the
two
game.
players on the floor with 4 fouls because Kaiser did not come in for Evenson.
Oh.
Sikora with it. Gets it over to the right side to Albright to Jensen. Cross-court pass out to Ensminger. Ensminger takes it around to the right side. Hands it off to Sikora. Down to Jensen in the right corner. Back out to Sikora. Hajdukovic cutting through. Gets it back out to Sikora. Over to Albright. Thought about the 3. Takes it to the free throw line. Gets it to Jensen. Jensen to Hajdukovic. Takes it to the lane. Puts it up. No. Gets his own rebound. Puts it back. No good. Jensen with the put back. He doesn't get the put back, but he drew the foul. And that foul is going to be on Romehill. That's his 2nd personal. 15 foul. Albright inbounds it. Gets it to Jensen. Turns around. Kicks it out to Albright. 3-pointer on the way. No good. Jensen with the long rebound. They get the pass out to Sikora. Sikora to Albright. To Ensminger to Sikora in the lane. Can't get anywhere. Gets it back out to Sikora. Sikora to the free throw line. Back out to Ensminger.
Yeah.
They try to feed it into Jensen. Bells gets intercepted by Evenson. Evenson lays it up. It's short. Hajdukovic with it. Long pass down to Ensminger. He had to make sure it didn't get out of bounds, but they feed it to Jensen, and an easy layup it in for Nick Jensen.
Jensen's got 6.
42-27, Vikings on top. And we're going to get a whistle. And they're going to get Hajdukovic with the foul. That's his first personal. 7th team foul. So that'll put Bowl to the line for the 1-and-1. Tristan Lenz into the lineup, replacing Jensen. Shot goes up and good. 42-28. Second shot on the way, off the back of the air, no good. Albright with the rebound. Gets it to Sikora. Feeds underneath to Hajdukovic, puts the shot up. It's no good as he was falling over. And down the floor come the Bulldogs. Phillips with it. Takes it down the right side. Gets it to Romehill. To Kaiser underneath. Being closely guarded by Hajdukovic, who stole the ball. Gets it to Sikora, lays it up, and it goes in. 44-28.
Sikora was 6.
This is Bull with it in the backcourt. To Kaiser. Now they get it to Romehill, takes it into the lane, puts the shot up, and it won't go down. Long pass to Ensminger. Stops. Feeds it off to Albright. It won't go in. Lenz puts the back and gets it to go. Tristan Lenz with the putback.
Tristan Lenz with 6.
And the Vikings steal the ball. And we're going to get a whistle and a foul. And they're going to call the foul on Ensminger.
Huh. I don't know.
That's kind of my reaction, too.
So is that considered an offensive foul then?
Loose ball. And Ensminger wanted to know what he did wrong, and he's talking to the official about it, trying to get clarification.
That's Elijah's third.
Free throw is up and good. This is Phillips at the line. 46-29. 6:15 to go. Second shot on the way. It's good. 46-30. Vikings up by 16. Sikora with it. Gets it to Albright on the left side. Near the elbow. Feeds it underneath to Sikora, who lays it up and in from the baseline.
Sikora's got 8.
48-30, Vikings on top, still putting pressure on. Bulldogs get it into the forecourt. This is Halama with it. Feeds it into the lane. Shot goes up. It's no good. That shot was by Weldon. And coming away with it are the Vikings. They get it over to the left corner to Ensminger. Drives to the lane, puts it up, no good. Alamo with the rebound for the Bulldogs, and down the floor they come. They've got it over on the left side. Halama drives the left baseline, puts it up and in. And we have a timeout being called by the Bulldogs with 5:16 to go. 48-32, Vikings on top. You're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV.
When you've checked that hayfield and find it's time to harvest, give a call to Aaron's Custom Baling. Aaron will provide you with 4x5 net-wrapped round bales. He can even give your bales that spruced up look with select custom netting if you'd like. Serving Western Wisconsin, that's Aaron's Custom Baling. Call 715-202-0118.
Join us at the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV for exciting Colfax High School boys basketball.
This is what we came here for!
Our next game will be on Monday, January 10th when the Vikings host the Elevastrom Cardinals. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN TV begins with Viking pregame at 6:55 p.m. That's live Colfax Viking boys basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV on Monday, January 10th.
Vikings on top, 48-32. From Boyceville High School. Rick Olson along with Dan Petchow. Vikings inbound the ball. Sikora with it. Takes it down the right side. Feeds it down to the right corner to Lenz. Ball gets taken away by Weldon for the Bulldogs. To Wold. To Phillips on the right side. He takes it from the right wing. Three-pointer no good. Rebound taken down by Hajdukovic. But his pass gets batted down by Weldon over to Wold, who lays it up and in for the Bulldogs.
Caden Wold's got 10.
48-34. Turning and putting it into the lane is Hajdukovic. Swanson with it. Swanson gets the putback. Austin Swanson has 2 tonight. 50-34, and we're going to get a foul called on Hajdukovic right at the timeline.
I saw quickness out of Tristan Linz that I haven't seen all season. He almost got the steal.
So with that foul, it's going to put Jack Phillips to the line. That's the 9th foul on the Vikings. His shot goes up, it's no good. Lenz high with the rebound. By the way, that was the 2nd foul on Hajdukovic. He's got the ball. Gets it over to Sikora. High, wide, and right. Over to Albright. Drives it into the lane. And they're going to say he walked. Rolled with it to inbound. Gets it to Phillips. In the backcourt. Under pressure from Hajdukovic. Gets it into the forecourt. Gets it over to Wold. Wold puts up the 3. Off the back there, no good. Sikora with the rebound. Brings it down the floor. Gets it to Shiloh. And checked it. That was Hajdukovic. He laid it up and in. 52-34, 3:38 to go. Here comes Wold down the left side, puts it up. He got the basket and drew the foul. I believe it's going to be on Swanson. And it is on Swanson. 52-36. Shot goes up and good. So it's 52-37. Vikings up by 15. Down the floor comes Sikora, tries to feed it to Swanson underneath. We're going to get a blocking foul called on the Bulldogs.
Could be on Mason.
And the foul is on Ball. It's his first personal, 16 foul. So the Vikings will be in the bonus after they inbound the ball. Albright gets it into Lands, puts it up, it doesn't go. And we have an injured Bulldog on the floor. Hollister came down. Looks like he might have turned an ankle the previous time he came down.
Gonna walk it off the
He
floor.
was trying
That
really
is.
hard not to land on it. He looked like a pose that came out of Karate Kid.
Yeah.
As he was coming down, it was almost like it was in slow motion. Hopefully his ankle's okay. They get it into Halama. And then over onto the right side. Into the lane. Kaiser fighting for it with Albright. We're going to get a jump ball called. Possession arrow in favor of the Bulldogs. Albright is the matchup against Kaiser right now. Jump shot goes up, no good. That was by Bull. Down the floor come the Vikings.
Huh. That's another one where I go, huh.
Mm-hmm. And the pass goes in to Evenson. Evenson brings it down the floor, stops in the lane, puts a shot up, and it goes in. 52-39. Vikings by 13. Down the floor comes Sikora. Feeds it underneath to Swanson, who lays it up and in.
So Swanson with 4 points.
That equals his season high. Evenson with it. And the shot got blocked by Lenz. Wolf with the shot. It's up, no good. Rebound, backed out of bounds. Vikings will get it. Real nice block by Lenz. It went right into the hands of the Bulldogs, but it was a great block. Inbound pass by the Vikings. Ensminger with it on the left side. Sikora has it. Takes it to the top of the key. Feeds it underneath the Swanson. It won't go, but he gets his own rebound. Gets knocked out of his hands. Goes out of bounds. And the last to touch it are the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Evenson needs to have his feet established before he gets the ball. Came from out of bounds.
And we have a timeout on the floor. Vikings 54, Bulldogs 39. You're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV.
Join us at the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV for exciting Colfax High School girls basketball. Our next game will be on Saturday, January 8th when the Vikings host the Hayward Hurricanes. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN TV begins with Viking pregame at 2:10 p.m. That's live Colfax Viking girls basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV on Saturday, January 8th.
And we're back here. I could have sworn they said that was a 30-second.
Yeah.
No warning buzzer, evidently. I think she thought it was a... There's her buzzer. All right, so the Vikings will inbound the ball with 2:11 to go in this game. Vikings up by 15. Albright to inbound it. Gets it into the lane. Ball's loose on the floor. Lenz gets it, lays it up and in. Tristan Lenz. Down the floor come the Bulldogs. Phillips with it. Takes it out high, wide, and right. Down low to Evenson. Evenson with a shot, and it's stuck between the rim and the backboard. Thank you, Tristan Lenz, for getting it down. It'll be Vikings ball. Doesn't happen often, but it's not the rarest thing we've ever seen. Vikings inbound it to Sikora. He's on the dribble across the timeline. Takes it into the lane, feeds it over to Swanson, who lays it up and in. Austin Swanson.
He's got 6.
And Evenson thought someone was going to be in the corner, and it must have been Harvey, you know, that invisible rabbit.
Oh, that's right.
Sikora has it. He brings it down the floor. Feeds it down underneath. Swanson can't quite get the handle and ends up out of bounds. It's going to be Bulldogs ball.
Swanson wasn't expecting that pass.
No, and good effort to try and get it, and he couldn't get rid of it before he rolled out of bounds. Minute 23 to go, and the Bulldogs are putting some of the younger bodies on the floor. Alama inbounds it. Gets it to Kirsten. Kirsten across the timeline. And he took an extra step. He couldn't believe it. So the Vikings get it. Albright passes it into Ensminger. Over to the right side to Medine. Medine takes it out between the circles. Down to Albright on the right side. Top of the key. Tries to get it over to Ensminger, and it goes high and out of bounds. We've got some more players coming in for the Vikings. Blake Johnson coming in. Along with Colton Hoffman, as well as Mason Yarrington. Ball comes into Johnson. He's across the timeline between the circles. Feeds it over to Yarrington, then down into the corner, and we've got a whistle and a foul being called. And that's a foul on Weldon. Colton Hoffman will be at the line for the Vikings. His first shot is on the way, off the back of the air, no good. Rebound taken down by the Bulldogs. Halima across the timeline, leads it over to Kirsten. Three-pointer on the way is no good. Swanson with the rebound, but it gets knocked out of his hands, and they're going to say it's Bulldog ball. Must have gone off the Vikings. Halima to inbound. He gets it into Weldon, who puts up a three, and he hit it. Peter Weldon with the three-pointer. Medine with it, drives the right side, turns, kicks it out to Johnson. Down underneath the Swanson, and he tried to turn and do something with it before he caught it. That time he was looking for it, he just didn't make sure he caught it first. Kirsten on the dribble across the timeline for the Bulldogs. 10 seconds to go. Feeding it over to the right side. Romeo, the shot is no good. Chased down in the corner by Weldon. Shot goes up. It's no good. That shot was by Coons. And there's your final score. Vikings 58. And the Bulldogs, they turned it off already. I'm sorry. I have no idea.
Oh.
Add them up. Whatever you get is what they got. Well, that just kind of goes with the way this game was run today, because they started the warm-up clock 7 minutes early. And then they take the scoreboard down before anybody can figure out what it was. We have a fan saying 42. Okay.
55-42?
58-42.
58-42.
All right, well, that's going to be our final score. And if they don't like it, they can learn to keep the scoreboard up longer. We'll have Viking postgame right after this timeout. You're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckle tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
Thank you for joining us for Colfax Viking Boys Basketball. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Viking Post Game, where we'll take a look back at today's Viking game.
Time now for Viking Postgame, a wrap-up of today's Colfax Viking Boys game. And now, Viking Postgame.
And we're back here at Boyceville High School with Viking postgame. Vikings coming out on top, 58-42. And Dan, I think this game started out a little more physical than what the Vikings were expecting, and that caught them a little bit by surprise. And they started falling behind by about 10 points, and then they had to work really hard to get back into it.
Yeah.
But they did right at the end of the half.
Yeah, it started out the same way it did, what night was that, Tuesday night? And, but a good job by Coach Knoll to keep his players in it.
Actually, it was last night.
Last night, that's
Last
right.
night was the one where it was like tonight.
Yeah, and good job by Coach Knoll to keep the kids in it. And the press really helped Colfax tonight. They got a bunch of turnovers, transition offense, and they kind of ran up the score there all of a sudden.
And as I said early in the half, I said this looks like it could be the tale of two halves, and it most certainly was. The Bulldogs absolutely dominated the first half, and the Vikings dominated the second half. It was 23-22 at halftime, and 58-42 in the second half. So the Vikings only gave up 20 points in the second half. And I'm doing some quick math here. I believe that comes out to about 35. So 35-20 in the second half in favor of the Vikings. So that gives you a pretty good idea of how it was two absolutely different halves.
Yeah, I'm starting to see that certain players.
Okay, now we got the audio back. And we figured out what happened, but that's okay. We're under control. And you were in the middle of a thought.
Yeah, they played good tonight. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Some of the guys that I'm seeing stepping up for Colfax last couple games, Nate Hajdukovic, and probably the littlest guy on the team, Elijah Ensmeyer. He really was rolling. He had 13 points tonight.
And he was really battling underneath, not afraid of the big guys, and really went after it. I'll tell you what, we're kind of waiting for Coach Knoll to come out. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a real brief timeout. Hopefully we'll get Coach Knoll out here real quickly, or somebody else from the coaching staff. And you're listening to Viking Post Game on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV.
You're tuned to the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV. We use advertising revenue to make this service available to you. If you have a business and would like to get your message out to our ever-increasing audience, give us a call at 715-563-1749. We'll be happy to discuss our budget-friendly advertising packages with you. Get your business noticed on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV by calling 715-563-1749.
I tell my son, I love you every single day. I love you. Now, my dad has never said that to me. Not because he doesn't love me, but because culturally it wasn't comfortable for him. Now that he's a grandfather, he says, I love you to my son every time he sees him. My advice to all the fathers out there, forget the cultural restrictions. They grow up way too fast for you to waste even a single precious moment.
And we're back here at Boyceville High School getting ready to talk with Coach Mark Knoll. And first of all, congratulations, but I think it's like deja vu all over again. A game real similar to last night. Vikings struggle early and then find a way to keep it together and come back with a win.
I think where that comes from, Rick, is that we have good depth on our team. We wear teams down with that constant pressure. There was no chance for anyone to relax out there. So Boyceville was under pressure the entire game with the full court press and the half court press. So eventually you're going to wear them down. Eventually they're going to get tired. And they did. You know, as they got tired, the ball started flying around. Thank you.
And we get a little stat help here. And your numbers are the same as mine. You had 23 in the first half, 35 in the second half.
That's good.
So at least we agree on this.
Yeah.
We were wondering, was this game a whole lot more physical than you expected it to be?
Honestly, it was, you know. Now, it's hard because it was our third game in the week. So, yeah, we are fatigued to a point. But I give Boyceville credit in the fact that they were a very physical team. And I think we matched that, and then we really matched it in the second half. You know, and as the first half wore down, that's when we took the lead, when we started, you know, being just as physical. You know what I mean?
Right.
We always talk about putting our opponents on their heels. We were kind of on our heels the first 12 minutes of that first half or so, you know, for whatever reason. And part of it is because they played a zone that we have not seen this year yet with a diamond and one against Nate. And it just took time to figure out what to do against it.
And they also had big Grant Kaiser planted in the middle of the paint, which made it really hard for you guys to do anything inside until you got in there to make something happen.
Yeah, I mean, he's a big, strong kid. And I think our posts, you know, one of our goals was to get him into foul trouble, and we did that. You know, so we took it at him, and that's, you know, he had 3 in the first half and picked up his 4th pretty early. So it's hard to play when you're sitting on the bench.
2 in a row.
2 in a row.
2 in a row.
We're going to Vegas tonight.
Hey, well, not till after Monday when you get the trifecta, when you take on the Oliva Strum Cardinals.
There you go.
We don't want to put the cart before the horse, but doggone it, you're on a roll. Let's keep it that way.
Well, I think you're starting to see, you know, as we get more and more comfortable in what we're doing, you're starting to see the kids get, confidence. And you're seeing why I was missing Nate so bad in those first 6 games of the year. You know, it was hard to sleep at night thinking about how he can really help us win some of these games. And he's showing how athletic and strong he is.
Well, you're 2-2 in the conference, right back in the thick of things, so great things can happen.
Yep. Thank you guys for doing this tonight. I appreciate all 3 of you.
Well, thank you for joining us, and we'll have more Viking postgame right after this timeout. You're tuned to Viking postgame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV.
Being prepared is a part of who you are, but it's especially important in the case of a disaster. Be informed about possible emergencies in your area. Make a plan that covers where you'll go in an emergency. Build a kit with the things you need to survive. There's no one more capable of planning for your situation than you. Start your plan today. Go to ready.gov/myplan.
Okay, we're back here now. Dan, we had 58-42 final score. Why don't you tell us how we got there?
Yeah, here's the score for Boyceville tonight. Their leading scorer was number 14, Caden Wold, with 13. And then it was number 2, Simon Evenson, with 9. We had Jack Phillips with 6. We had Mason Ball with 5. We had Peter Wielden with 3. And then we had Devin Halama and Grant Kaiser and Chase Hollister with 2. For the Colfax Vikings, Their leading scorer tonight was number 10, Elijah Ensminger with 13 points, followed by Nate Hajdukovic with 9. We had Bryce Sikora and Tristan Lenz with 8. We had Nick Jensen and Austin Swanson with 6. We had Jack Charlo with 5. And we had Ryan Albeck with 3.
And that came out to 58-42. Vikings on top. Hey, I want to remind folks to join NLWN TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network on Monday night as the Viking boys are going to take on the Levistrom Cardinals. That's a non-conference game. Live coverage will begin with Viking pregame beginning at 6:55 p.m. And that'll be followed by all the live play-by-play action. That's Colfax boys basketball on Monday night on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV. Then tomorrow we have Viking girls basketball tomorrow afternoon as the Viking girls take on the Hayward Hurricanes. Live coverage starts with Viking pregame at 2:10, and that'll be followed by the play-by-play. That's Colfax girls basketball tomorrow afternoon on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV. Don't forget that the Bloomer Colfax wrestling team will be in action on Tuesday when they host the Stanley Boyd Orioles in a dual meet at Colfax High School. So make sure you get over and support the wrestlers. Take your phones with you. You can watch the girls game that's also Tuesday night against the Mounders. I'll be there. Dan will be there. That'll be a great one. And Chris will be there. No, Chris will be at the wrestling. Go shake hands to Chris at the wrestling meet, but take your phone with you. Hey, don't forget that tonight's Colfax High School basketball game was brought to you by the Colfax Animal Hospital, Dairy State Bank, Anderson Bridges, Slayton's Technology, Pleasant Valley Properties, Aaron's Custom Baling, Fit Fam Nutrition of Colfax, and Kyle's Buff and Shine. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Colfax Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV. For Dan Petchow and Chris Olson, this is Rick Olson. Final score, once again, Vikings 58 and the Boyceville Bulldogs 42. You've been tuned to Viking Postgame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV.
You've been listening to Viking Postgame, a wrap-up of today's Colfax Viking boys game. You can catch Colfax Vikings games by tuning in to any of the Northern Light Webcasting Network outlets. This has been a production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.